Geoffrey Feta, Member of Parliament, Ayivu Division East Constituency, the Chairperson, West Nile Parliamentary Caucus, and the Deputy Committee Chairperson, Committee of Environment and Natural Resources. Today, we have launched a critical path towards 2025-26 general elections for the position of Member of Parliament for Ayivu Division East Constituency. We are scheduled for nominations on Wednesday, 22nd of October at 11 a.m., after which we shall embark on a 85 days campaign program, which we hope will be peaceful and organized. Why are we briefing the press today? We, after the primary elections, sat down and engaged our team to review the outcome of that elections. And the feedback we got and the resolutions of the team was that we should take these documents of what happened, falsification of results, violence during elections, intimidation using army and security agencies, all sorts of intimidation. We should pick these documents and put to the NRM tribunal for their consideration. And the outcome will be discussed is determine our next course of action. Having gone to there, we were asked to make a submission of 30 minutes of events which happened in the duration of a long time, and the outcome came as it came. And our people were dissatisfied and they did not agree to the outcome of what happened. Therefore, my team have been pushing that we should be able to go into this process as independent candidates, and we could not answer them. We sat down and they reviewed everything that happened stage by stage and arrived at a decision to run independently. First of all, it is not news in Ayivu. In 2005, because the primary elections were mismanaged, there were two people who contested, the Honorable Sister Bakoko and the Honorable Margaret Yangufuru. But Sister Bakoko was declared as the winner, and Margaret Yangufuru's team were not satisfied. They asked Margaret Yangufuru to contest independently. And in that year, in February 14th, 2006, Honorable Margaret Yangufuru defeated Sister Bakoko in that race. In 2010, there was NRM primary elections in Ayivu. Again, the late Jimmy Ondoma Obama ran against Mzee Ben Ravele. And because of some issues which did not work well, the people decided to leave the flag bearer and elected Honorable Bernadette Tiku, who was on FDC ticket. In 2016, the same story, Honorable Bernadette Tiku ran against the NRM flag bearer, and the people chose Bernadette Tiku. So the people of Ayivu synonymously choose the brains, not the flag. Even when they chose me in 2021, it was not necessarily because I was NRM flag bearer. It was the material presented carrying the NRM flag. So, having consulted massively, having consulted extensively, having consulted across all political divide, our people have decided, yes, we are going to campaign and vote for the president, HEYKM7. As you have seen, we have just been giving out about 1,000 t-shirts of the president, but I will run independently as a Member of Parliament for Ayivu Division East. So today we are doing our final preparations towards nominations. We are briefing our teams and we are asking them to run an issue-based campaign. We are not going for propaganda, we are not going for smear campaigns, we are not going for intimidation, we are going for issue-based campaigns. Luckily, when the president came to campaign in Arua, the key issue he spoke about is about Ayivu Division East Health Center 4, which I've been speaking about. Many people thought I was speaking my own things. When I told them we have built a health center for maternity ward worth 500 million shillings from the ministry using UPDF, people will not believe. Now it is official government position that that health center should be elevated to health center 4. So there is a lot we are going to continue to do. We must embark on an aggressive program for rural electrification to take this bulk power to the people. We must ensure people have electricity so that the young people can be able to create jobs for themselves. We must ensure the health systems of our people must improve, the road networks must improve, but also, most importantly, household incomes should be able to improve through our community engagements, through our closeness. But also, I have learned in the recent elections, the people want progressive politics. When it came out that I had lost NRM primaries, nobody could believe. People were crying here all over. Where did those people get the results? So I have realized the people of Ayivu East want a progressive leader, they want an outstanding leader, they want a person who will stand for them, not the one who will abandon them. After they voted in the primaries, the people who won the primaries are nowhere to be seen, who are looking for them. So we must really deal with the problem of the country, the problem of our people, head on. We're not going to shy away. Freedom has a price. We are ready to pay that price. We are ready to ensure that we work with our people very closely, but also most importantly, as the unity of West Nile, we must come together strongly to raise the voice. You can see the president has stayed here almost for 10 days, in a record time, almost 10 days, appreciating the region, understanding what the issues are. But now, why should our economic situation be just better than Karamoja when we have voted for NRM? In 2021 we voted, in 2016 we voted, again we are going to vote. But after voting, what are the take-homes of this region? Because actually, as few as they are having cabinet ministers. The CJ has been there. If it was not for death, the speaker will have come from Acholi. But that population is not more than ours. What have they negotiated better than us that we are not negotiating? The Langis, how many are they? Much smaller, much fewer. They have had Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development. They have had Government Chief Whip. They have had very many ministries. So West Nile must be able to unite, to negotiate with the authority they have, with the votes they have given. As we speak now, Buganda, there is a problem. Busoga, there is a problem. Bamasaba, there is a problem there. So West Nile in this situation is a game changer. We must be able to voice our issues without fear, without contradiction. So I want to thank our people for the commitment they have shown, but also for the prayers. Many people have been praying for me. Many people have been encouraging me to pray for myself, and I want to thank all of them. I want to thank all our supporters out there for the trust, and I want to pledge that I am going to run an issue-based campaign. I want to appeal to our people to be united. Politics will not cause us tensions, unnecessary tensions. Now that in the general elections, each candidate is going to market his or her agenda without going with another candidate. I don't expect people to cause confusion, to cause violence, because now what reason will you give for causing violence? What excuse will you give for attacking another person's team? Because in the joint campaigns, they would create situations and again say it is so-and-so who caused, so-and-so who caused. We have drawn our campaign program, which we are going to follow. We hope that the Electoral Commission will approve that campaign program, which we are going to follow. And it is our prayer that the other people will also draw a reasonable campaign program which will not clash, so that we can do better. I have learned a lesson in the NRM primary elections. In 1980, when President Museveni lost elections, he decided to go to the bush because of mismanagement of elections. And I want to assure people who manage elections, because the mismanagement of NRM primary elections has caused the country a lot of problems. We have 210 members of parliament running independent. If all these people win, they can form a government of their own. So mismanagement of elections is a very big issue which we must deal with as a country. I think NRM has failed on the management of primary elections. They must find a way of dealing with management of primary elections. That way they will sort the issues. But if they do not, then they will continue to lose their good members to either independent or to other political parties. I am confident that the National Electoral Commission will be able to train their staff to do a professional job. I know at national level they have a professional team. I believe they should be able to recruit and identify competent people to be trained, because we don't want to see what we have been seeing in NRM primary elections. The results are different. What is reflected on the DRA forms are quite different. Yesterday I was in Yanipi. The villagers were saying, but you didn't get these votes here. What you got was much bigger than this. We wanted to see the declaration forms. So what the registrars transferred onto the registers are quite different from the number of people who lined up and were counted. So these kind of issues, we don't expect them, and we hope the National Electoral Commission has prepared themselves appropriately and adequately to manage the process. I thank you very much. My vote is against violence. First of all, there is a law that protects, because as a legislator, we have a law in place. It's only that the law enforcement arm has been very weak, or sometimes they adamantly refuse to enforce the law. Otherwise, the law which the country has, Parliament has made, is supposed to protect everybody. There is nobody above the law. But unfortunately, I can tell you here, we have cases where some individuals who were agents of particular candidates attacked my agents. We have evidences. The matters were reported in the police, but police here did not take action. That's where they go wrong, because if these people are attacked and you don't take action, even when evidence has been provided, that means you are asking them to retaliate, to defend themselves. We have a case of this man called Oderi, who has been moving with a panga. Even recently, 3 weeks ago, 2 days ago, he went and attacked somebody who was hosting my banner. And I informed the police. So if police does not take action, we will know police is part of the problem we have in election violence. 2, we have a case here of a councillor who went and attacked my agent up to home. The case is here in the police, a file is ready. But for police to pick this person and take to prosecute is difficult. So they are part of the problem. But for us as people, we are watching. We are watching the actions. We are watching what they are doing. At an appropriate time, we shall also take action. Now, how am I going to protect my people? 1, the national elections is not done, campaigns are not done jointly. I am going to campaign to a particular place alone. So if somebody by choice goes and attacks my campaign team, 1, we will notify security. If security does not take action, then our people will have no option but to defend themselves. Because previously, somebody who attacked our people, we carried this person and took to police. It is police who released the person. So for us, we are going to the campaigns as peaceful people. We are going to campaigns as law-abiding citizens. If some other people choose not to be law-abiding, we will put the records together. Maybe tomorrow there will be a reasonable security personnel that will know that these people's rights are being abused repeatedly, and we are seen not taking action. 2, you asked about the hotspots. Again, we will notify. And then, of course, using other factors, the other entities will also observe. These areas are hotspots. They need to be given more attention. But in our view, security should pay more attention to the hotspots. Because in the NRM primaries, you would see people abusing the law when the police are watching. They are watching. Really, people are fighting, no action taken. Underage are lining up, police are cheering up. Eh? Eh? They are cheering up. So I think the NRM primaries is a center of lawlessness. Is a place where you cannot get justice. But it's our hope and a prayer, because this is a national election and there will be international observers here. I have a contact of over 15 international observers. I've invited them in this constituency. I want them to come and see what is taking place here, so that they can have a fair judgment of whether it has been a free and fair elections or it has been something else. Lastly, you were talking about that NRM is saying disowning independence. By the time I am independent, I am not looking for anything from the party. By the time I am independent, I have over 10,000 voters in this constituency. If the party needs those voters, they will look for me. By the time I was saying I am not running, they said they want to support opposition. I said no, don't. Let's not move with emotions. Yes, the elections were mismanaged, but I can move from there and stand independent. There is no law which stops me. Let the Attorney General quote, let the Secretary General of the NRM party quote any national law which stops me from contesting independently. And then I will say, okay. But as of it is now, he knows what to do. He knows what the party laws provide for him. Now that I have chosen to run independent, he has all options of what he can do with me now that I am independent. Because there is no law which stops me from running independently. If you don't want party members to move out of elections, manage elections professionally. Because the NRM government is here as a result of election mismanagement. Who are you to tell me that after you have mismanaged my elections, I should be calm, who are you? Anyway, the law is clear. The law is very clear. So, for the party, they should manage elections professionally. Elections should not be about how much money have you given the RDC, how much money have you given the DPC, how much money have you given to registrars. And then you walk out that I am the winner. You cannot be a winner of a sum process. So let us compete in these national elections, and then you determine if truly you are popular or not. And I can tell you, if in the general elections I lose elections, I will honestly concede defeat and do other things. I have so many other things to do. I am not a desperate person. But the process must be free and fair. It should be professionally managed. There are people who think they can mismanage Uganda the way they want. Nobody owns Uganda. All of us are stakeholders in this country. So nobody has the liberty of mismanaging this country and thinks he can get away with it. No. Nobody also has the liberty of intimidating others. We all have the capacity to intimidate each other, but we have chosen peace because we want to coexist. We want to coexist. So whether the party is happy or unhappy, that's their business. For me, I know the laws that I am participate in putting in place does not stop me from what I am doing. And if anybody is aggrieved, they can go to court, they can do whatever really pleases them.
Okay, yes. on the issue of...
what symbol are you using?
Well, my team sat down and critically analyzed. Every household has a chair. One has a chair like this, another one has a plastic chair like this one. Every household has a chair. When you receive a guest, you give that guest a chair. If you reach home, you sit down on a chair. So everywhere at home we have chairs. Offices have chairs. Even the church have chairs. So we have chosen a chair as our symbol, a symbol of being very accommodative, receptive to everybody. And we have moved out to produce campaign materials which bear the chair as our symbol. We have also written to Electoral Commission to reserve the chair. That's why we have produced banners. That's why we have produced posters with the symbol of the chair. I am supporting His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and you just saw here I've just been distributing about 1,000 t-shirts of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, because when it came out that I had lost the NRM primaries, all my supporters wanted to cross to opposition. And I told them it is not President Museveni who mismanaged our elections. It is the party, Electoral Commission, and the party secretariat that mismanaged the elections. So we should not transfer our anger to the president. The president has done a good job, and in the last 4 years, we have been able to make remarkable achievements together with him. We have been able to push the issue of tobacco farmers' money to him. It has been paid. The 9.7 billion shillings was paid. We have had discussions about the issue of electricity. Now we have moved from high voltage, medium voltage, low voltage. Now we have resolved the issue of high voltage transmission. We're now talking about distribution of medium voltage. We're now talking about distribution of low voltage. We have been able to talk about the issue of Arua-Nebi Road. Now it is in the budget. We have been talking about this airport. The discussions are progressing well. The African Development Bank are here doing the feasibility study. If it works out well in the near future, it will be okay. Now, the other issue was Konyi War victims and the Ombachi massacre. Last Sunday, not this one, but the other one, when the president had just come, we had a meeting with the president. We, the leaders of West Nile, the MPs who were in that meeting, I think we were about 12 in that meeting, and he gave me the last chance to submit. And when I submitted, I raised the issue of Konyi War victims. I raised the issue of Ombachi massacre to him, and he assigned Major Barbara to handle that matter. Now as I speak, I've just been speaking to Council Kechoncho of State House, who called me to inform me that she has received the documents, is now drafting a brief for the president about the issue of Konyi War victims, about the issue of Ombachi massacre. So we have had a very good working relationship with the president, and I think that relationship should be maintained. We need the president at this particular time to continue with the stability and peace of the region, but also this infrastructural development.